This is The Download, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Monday, August 24th. First up, IAB Podcast Upfront has announced its full agenda. The IAB has received the complete agenda for its 2026 Podcast Upfront, giving advertisers an early look at the pitches and programming set to headline this fall. The invitation-only event lands on September 16th, wedged between the Sounds Profitable Business Summit and Podcast Movement for a jam-packed week of podcast business gatherings. The official IAB Podcast Upfront after party is set for Terminal 5, the afternoon of the 16th, open to those with admission to either the Upfront, Business Summit, or Podcast Movement. Next up, Apple Music mandates AI labeling. Apple Music will require a Made with AI label on tracks created using artificial intelligence, joining a wider industry move toward AI content transparency. The policy centers on music distribution, but it is a clear signal of how fast platforms are moving to flag AI-generated audio. In the podcast world, Apple Podcast Content Guideline 1.11 requires shows that use generative AI to synthesize audio or video to prominently disclose as such in the metadata for both the show and the episode. Next up, Triton Digital's Q2 2026 U.S. Podcast Ranker. The new ranker shows comedy still on top with 44.5% reach, but news is climbing fast, up to 8.4% as the midterms approach. Creator-led and opinion-driven shows are converting social followings into chart placement, and late-night TV names keep pivoting into audio. Niche categories continue to punch above their weight class on advertiser ROI and purchase intent despite smaller reach. And for the final top story today, YouTube offers creators millions not to work with Netflix. This is a Bloomberg piece by Lucas Shaw. The reporting shows that YouTube is pressing top creators to keep their videos off Netflix, reportedly dangling millions of dollars to hold on to first view exclusivity. Creators who post to both platforms may get less promotion and find themselves shut out of major brand campaign revenue. It is primarily a video and streaming fight, but one worth watching as the lines between podcasting, YouTube, and streaming keep blurring. As for the rest of the news, Apple Podcasts shared early results from 3 shows now distributing video via HLS, with TED's How to Be a Better Human growing its unique audience 93%. Lex Friedman has been named Fractional Chief Revenue Officer at Lower Street. Odyssey has partnered to exclusively distribute and represent the podcast Dumb Blonde. Kai and Jasmine over at Scalable break down the creator exit plan and what buyers look for in creator businesses. Pave Studios has named Emmy-winning producer Jennifer Passavoy as its head of unscripted audio. The Podcast Advertising Playbook asks who defines the future of podcast advertising with Oxford Road's Dan Granger, and PodBiz, in a new episode, digs into how to build a better podcast ad campaign with Andy Maxwell of Earmax Media. That does it for today's issue of The Download. You can find links to everything I just talked about by clicking the link in your show notes. That takes you to today's episode post on our site, where you can also subscribe to get the newsletter version of the show every day. Today's issue was written and produced by myself, Brian Barletta, Tom Webster, and Molly DeMillier. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for the Download Recap.